Welcome to the deep dive. Ever stop to think about the incredible power hidden in really small things, like a fleeting thought, maybe a single kind word, or even, literally a speck of dust? Today, we're going to dive into some ancient wisdom that talks about exactly this idea. Our mission, really, is to unpack Shloka number 2. It's in this ancient Sanskrit text, Saundarya Lahari. In this verse, it describes something so subtle, like a tiny speck of divine dust, but it's so powerful it actually enables the greatest gods to do their cosmic work. Creation, protection, all of it. It's a pretty profound concept, right? We want to explore what that might mean for you listening in.
It really is the perfect text for this kind of exploration. Saundarya Lahari, well, it's an incredibly old and revered collection. Devotional poems, stotras they're called. People attribute them to the great teacher Adi Shankaracharya. And they're all dedicated to the divine mother, Lalita Maha Tripura Saundari, often seen as, the mother of the entire universe. So this shloka, it illustrates beautifully how even the tiniest, seemingly insignificant part of something truly fundamental, it can have a huge cosmic impact.
Okay, so a tiny speck of dust, and it's foundational for creating, protecting, and transforming the entire universe. That's a mind-bending idea. How does the shloka actually, say that? How does it convey it?
Well, it starts with Taniyamsam, pamsum, tava, carana-pankeruha-bhavam. Let's break that down a bit. Taniyamsam, pamsum. That's like the tiniest speck of dust, really microscopic. Imagine dust motes in sunlight, yeah? Almost nothing. And tava, carana-pankeruha-bhavam means it's born from your lotus feet. Now, in Indian tradition, the lotus, it's a huge symbol. Purity, beauty, spiritual emergence from, the mud, the mundane, so lotus feet. That points to a supremely sacred foundational source. It sets the stage right away. This isn't just any dust. It's subtle, yes, but it's consecrated, divine.
Fascinating. So it's tiny but divine, from the most sacred source imaginable. Okay, so what happens with this sacred particle? How do the gods, the cosmic powers, actually use it?
Right. This is where it gets really insightful. The shloka goes on. Virincih, sanchinvan, virachayati, lokan, avikalam. Virincih here, that's another name for Lord Brahma, the god who actually creates the universe. Sanchinvan means something like collecting or gathering. And virachayati, lokan, avikalam, that means he creates the worlds perfectly without any flaw. So it's not just building things, it's about flawless, complete creation.
It's still surprising, though, isn't it? That something described as dust, even divine dust, holds that kind of power for perfection. Does that mean even Lord Brahma, the ultimate architect, needs something beyond himself for that perfection?
Exactly. That's the symbolic power here. Think about the subtle force of gravity shaping galaxies, right? Or the unseen energy packed inside a tiny seed that grows into a massive tree. This dust isn't literal dirt, it's a metaphor. It stands for the primal foundational energy, the very essence of the Divine Mother's power. It's like the ultimate creative spark. It signifies that even Brahma's incredible ability to manifest perfectly, while it comes from this higher, supreme, subtle source.
Okay, so creation draws from this subtle power. How does that connect to preserving the universe, sustaining everything?
Right. The shloka moves right into protection next. Vahaty evam Shaurih katham sahasrena shirasaam. Shaurih is Lord Vishnu, the preserver, the one who sustains the cosmos. Vahaty evam basically means he carries it in this way, and kథమప sahasrena shirasaam indicates he does this somehow on his 1,000 heads. That somehow, kథమప, it's really intriguing, isn't it? It sort of emphasizes the profound, almost incomprehensible power of this dust. It suggests that even Vishnu, with all his vast capacity, relies on this subtle foundational support.
Interesting. Even the great protector needs this divine essence. It almost sounds, counterintuitive. Is there maybe an analogy? Something that helps capture that level of dependence on the subtle.
Well, you could think of maybe a vast ancient library holding all the knowledge in the universe.
Right.
Lord Vishnu is like the custodian. He makes sure every single scroll, every word is perfectly preserved, accessible. How could anyone manage that? The shloka suggests he's subtly carrying the very essence of the Divine Mother's foundational power to do it. And this connects, to the classic imagery of Vishnu resting on Anantashesha, that multi-headed cosmic serpent. The 1,000 heads here could symbolize his immense expansive power, yes, but the shloka implies that very power rests on the subtle, originating essence from Devi. It's like the core energetic principle that maintains order in the universe.
Okay, creation and protection covered. That leaves transformation. Where does Lord Shiva fit into this divine dust story?
Right, that brings us to the final part of the verse, describing Lord Shiva, Harah samksudyainam bhajati bhasitodhulana-vidhim. Harah, that's Lord Shiva. The god of dissolution, yes, but also transformation. Samksudyainam means something like grinding it down into a powder or even making it into ash. And bhajati, bhasitodhulana-vidhim means he takes it with great devotion. The repetition implies intensity and performs the ritual of smearing himself with sacred ash. And that act, smearing sacred ash, is deeply, deeply significant in Jaivism.
So he takes this divine dust, transforms it, and then uses it for his own purification, his own power. Wow. That sounds like an ultimate act of reverence and integration too.
It truly is. In Hinduism, especially in traditions focused on Shiva, smearing sacred ash, it's called vibhuti or bhasma. It's a profound practice. It's a reminder of impermanence, detachment, the eternal nature behind it all. And the shloka reveals that even the vibhuti that Lord Shiva uses, the very symbol of purity and detachment, it originates from the supreme power of Devi's feet. It embodies that transformational essence. It shows that even the deepest spiritual practices, they're rooted in this higher divine source.
So if we bring all these pieces together, Brahma creating, Vishnu protecting, Shiva transforming, all drawing from this tiny speck, what's the big picture here for us listening?
I think the core insight really is that Devi, the Divine Mother, is presented as the ultimate primordial source, the source of all power, even for these incredible cosmic deities. Her power is shown as so fundamental, so pervasive, that just a symbolic speck of dust from her feet is enough. Enough for Brahma to create perfectly, for Vishnu to sustain flawlessly, and for Shiva to purify and transform with profound wisdom. It's an incredible lesson, isn't it? About the infinite, subtle, yet immensely powerful nature of this divine energy and how it just permeates everything. Think of the sun, maybe. A tiny ray is enough to light a room or sustain life, right? But the sun itself is the boundless source. Devi is presented as that fundamental source.
It really is powerful. It feels like it moves beyond just ancient mythology. It seems to offer something tangible for our lives today. How could understanding this, or even just contemplating this shloka, actually benefit us?
Oh, absolutely. Engaging with this shloka, it can help us appreciate that all existence maybe comes from a single supreme power. That can foster a real sense of security, maybe, and interconnectedness. For anyone starting something new, a creative project, perhaps remembering this could inspire that quest for perfection, like Brahma's flawless creation. And it also offers, I think, a profound sense of protection, of inner stability, knowing that this all-encompassing divine energy is subtly overseeing things, supporting us, like Vishnu's role.
And what about for our own personal journey, inner growth? What does Shiva's active transformation suggest there?
Well, Lord Shiva grinding the dust into ash for purification. It really highlights the importance of internal transformation, doesn't it? It reminds us that cultivating wisdom, cultivating detachment can help us shed old patterns, maybe let go of what doesn't serve us anymore, and embrace new, more aligned ways of being. It's about that process of letting go to create space for something new to grow.
This deep dive also feels like it gives us some really profound insights for living what many people call a holistic lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out to you as a key takeaway from this for our everyday lives?
I think one of the biggest lessons is the power of the subtle and the interconnectedness of everything. Just like that tiny dust particle helps Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, it teaches us that our smallest actions, our intentions, even our thoughts, they can have these huge ripple effects. A single kind word you offer someone, right? Or a moment of focused mindfulness, a small act of self-care. It might seem insignificant, but this shloka implies these things draw from a deep foundational wellspring, and they can blossom into something really impactful, both in our own lives and maybe in the world around us.
That really does highlight the significance of the seemingly small. And that idea of a strong foundation, that seems key here too, right? The dust comes from her feet.
Indeed, yes. The dust originates from Devi's feet, which symbolizes her steadfast foundation. It suggests that if our personal foundations, our core values, our integrity, perhaps our discipline if those are strong, then everything we build on them, whether it's our work, our relationships, our spiritual path, it'll be more stable, more successful. It's about making sure our roots are deep and strong.
This has been just an incredible journey into the power symbolized by that tiny speck of dust from the Divine Mother's feet. It's such a profound lesson, isn't it? How subtle energy and interconnectedness really underpin everything, empowering creation, protection, transformation.
Yes, and our journey through this shloka, it really encourages us to think critically, perhaps, about where power truly lies. So here's a thought to maybe leave you with. If a tiny symbolic speck of dust can be the foundation for cosmic creation, protection, and transformation, what seemingly insignificant actions, thoughts, or intentions in your own life might hold that hidden power, the power to shape your world and maybe connect you to something truly profound?
That is a powerful thought to sit with. Maybe consider how appreciating the subtle, the foundational, and the interconnected could bring more depth, more purpose to your daily existence. It really aligns with that whole idea of a holistic lifestyle, drawn from this kind of ancient wisdom.